Hey guys, Beth here. So I suck and completely forgot to upload a March favorites video. Long story short, I had a friend in town for about a week and then I went out of town for a long weekend to go visit family, and by the time I had time to really think about filming a March favorites video, it was already mid-April and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna combine my March favorites and my April favorites into one video, so here it is. So I have just a couple of things to talk about, and the first one is a favorite restaurant. While my friend was in town, we went out to a couple of restaurants to try, and one of the ones that we went to, it was in Koreatown here in Los Angeles, and it's called the Boiling Crab, and we had so much fun there. They come around and they put bibs around you, and you can order like shrimp, crab, lobster, you can order like the corn on the cob. It was just so like fun and authentic to go to. And it was a really like laid back, chill environment, which I really enjoyed. It wasn't like uptight, fancy kind of restaurant or anything at all. You get really dirty when you eat there because you were just digging into the crab and the shrimp. And we just had an absolute blast. And the line, it took us, we went on a weeknight too. I think it was like a Thursday night, and we had to wait for about an hour and a half. So it's a very popular restaurant. I know there's more of them around the Los Angeles area, and I'm actually not sure if it's a chain outside of Los Angeles. I'm sure it is. I don't know. I haven't really looked. But if you're ever in the Los Angeles area, you should definitely go to the Boiling Crab. Like I said, we went to the one in Koreatown and just had an absolute blast. The fish there was delicious. Most of it is fresh caught, and it was just so good. You can like pick what fish you want, you can pick the seasoning, and then they have a bunch of sides like I said, corn, fries, coleslaw, just I'm sure other things as well, but we had such a great time and it was really good. So definitely my favorite restaurant that I've been to in March/April. My next favorite is a hair product that I actually got in one of my Birchboxes. I think it was my April Birchbox, and it is it's by Beauty Protector, and it's a leave-in conditioner and detangler, and this stuff is the bomb. I spray this stuff in my hair every time I get out of the shower, and I usually let my hair air dry, and it actually works really well if I do that, but it also works well if I dry my hair with blow dryer and straighten it, and it just really, it reduces the amount of frizz that I have. Since I do have naturally very wavy hair, which you probably wouldn't ever tell because I normally straighten it when I film videos, but it really helps detangle my hair, which I always struggle with. I mean, even like other detanglers I've had, I put it in my hair and my hairbrush still gets caught in it. So this stuff works wonders. It leaves my hair so soft, and I really like the smell of it. So like I said, this came in my Birchbox, and it's just like the little trial mini size. But I think I'm actually gonna buy the real like big version of it. And I think I'm gonna continue using this. A lot of the products that I get in my Birchbox are really great to try. But unless I really like it, I'm probably not going to go and buy it, just because I'm very picky about my products. But this was definitely an A+ for me, so love that. My next favorite that I wanted to talk about is actually a movie, and it's a pretty old movie. I think it came out in the 90s, and I've definitely seen it before, but it's been a really long time since I had seen it. And when I went out of town to visit my family, we were all just sitting around one afternoon watching TV, and this movie came on, and we were like, oh, let's watch that. Like, none of us had seen this in a really long time. And it's The Shawshank Redemption, and holy crap, I forgot what an amazing movie it is. The storyline is just so raw, and it has such a powerful message for you, and Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman are just brilliant in it. I was watching it, and it was like I was watching it again for the first time because I just forgot how good of a movie it is. And I was like, oh, why has it been so long since I've seen this? And it's just one of those classics. Like I said, I've seen it before. I'm sure most of you have seen it. but Netflix actually added it, I think this past month in April. So if you haven't seen it and you have Netflix, I highly recommend that you go over to Netflix and you watch it. It's so good. Like I said, the message is just so powerful. It's about, you know, not giving up hope on yourself and not giving up hope in others, and just, oh, such a good movie. So I'm really glad that I was in that opportunity to see it again, because normally, like, if I see a movie on TV or something that I've already seen, I'll probably go to something else just because I'm like, I've already seen this, whatever. But I'm so glad that my family turned it to that channel and left it on, because I was just like enthralled with it when we were watching it. So, awesome movie. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, you should watch it again, because you forget how good it is. And, you know, with a lot of older movies that you maybe haven't watched in a few years, there's always like parts that like take you by surprise again, and this movie is definitely like it. So my next product has to do with the upcoming summer months. It's starting to warm up again. We're getting close to the end of like the school year for those of you who are still in school, and you probably got summer vacations coming up. A lot of you have probably already been on spring break, but this is a sunscreen product, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this before in like a skincare routine video that I did, but I just wanted to bring it up again because I think sunscreen is so important. Since I've moved out to Los Angeles, like, I wear sunscreen on my face every day. I just put a little bit on underneath my makeup, and it's so important to wear. I know, like, I go outside and I eat lunch every day when I'm at work Monday through Friday, just because the weather out here is always so nice, and why the heck not. This product is by Neutrogena, and it's Sport Face Oil-Free Sunscreen. And it's SPF 70, which I know might seem like a lot, and some people, when you go out in the sun, you're like, I actually want to get sun on my face, which I understand, but your face is usually the most sensitive area, and it's probably the area that's going to burn first. So I'm like, I don't care if I'm pale, like, I'm putting this stuff on every day. I'll put on like a thicker layer if I'm actually going to the beach or something, or I'm going to be outside all day. But this stuff, why I really like this, it is the only face sunscreen that I've used that doesn't make my skin break out, which is super important to me, because a lot of sunscreens, you know, sunscreen is naturally supposed to be pretty oily, and a lot of sunscreens, if I put it on my face, like, I immediately break out. And this stuff, it is oil-free, and it, like, really actually is oil-free. Like, I never feel like I have sunscreen on. Like I said, I wear it every day underneath my makeup, and I have never had an issue with breaking out before. So if you're looking for a good sunscreen for this summer, you should check this out. If you've got skin like I do that breaks out really easily, if you don't use the right products, this is a great product. And like I said, I haven't had one zit since I've used that. So, and my last favorite that I'm going to talk about is just my favorite thing that I've done in March and April. I've done a lot of cool things, but I think my favorite thing that I have done is I went down, and I've already talked about it a little bit, but I went down to Alabama to visit my family for a long weekend in April, and I had such a good time doing that. You know, I haven't been down to Alabama to see my family in a very, very long time. My immediate family lives in Ohio, and that's where I was born and raised. But the rest of my family, you know, my aunts, uncles, cousins, my grandma, everybody else pretty much lives in Alabama. And I just haven't had the chance to go down there in actually quite a few years. And so my parents, a few months ago, they were like, hey, we're going to make a trip down to Alabama. It'd be really great if you could fly and meet us there and just spend a long weekend and see your family. And I was like, yeah, I really need to do that. So I purchased a plane ticket, I actually flew to Ohio first because it was cheaper to fly there. And then I drove down with my parents. It's only like a 10 or 11 hour drive, so it's not too bad. But, so I got to see my dog while I went home, like, for a few hours in Ohio, and I got to see my dog, which was really good. But then we drove down to Alabama, and I got to see my grandma, which I haven't seen her in years, and my aunts and my uncles and my cousins, and it was just such a great trip. And we went out to, like, different restaurants to eat, and we went shopping, and We went to church, and we went to my aunt and uncle. They sing in a church choir, and their church choir had a combined like gospel mass, and they were premiering a new mass, like a new gospel mass in a newly renovated theater in downtown Birmingham. And so it was like the opening night of that, and there were a ton of people there, and it was just a really great environment, and the music was awesome, and I just had a really great time doing that. So, and it was kind of nice to get away. You know, LA has that very stereotypical, you know, fakeness out here. I really enjoy living out here, and I'm not planning on moving anytime soon, but it was kind of nice to just go back to my southern roots and just kind of get away from city life for a little bit, and see my family. Like I said, it's been years since I've been able to do it, and so I had a really great time doing that. That's one of the reasons that happened towards the beginning of April, right after my friend left, that visited for about a week. So like I said, that's why I didn't really get a video out for my March favorites, because I was out of town, but I'm so glad that I was able to do that. And I told them before I left, I was like, I promise I won't wait another like 3 or 4 years to come back down and visit. So here's a message for you. If you live far away from your family, do make the time to go see them. It's so important. They're not all going to be around forever. You never know what's going to happen. So make the time to go see your family. Family is always one of the most important things to me ever. And I just had such a great time. So yeah, so there's my March and April favorites. I know I didn't really talk about a whole lot, but like I said, just a bunch of things have been happening in March and April, and I'm actually getting ready to move apartments again, so I'm like kind of stressed out. Not really stressed out, but I just got a lot to do between now and then, so I've got a lot on my plate, but I definitely wanted to make sure I got an April favorites video out and combine it with March favorites. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!